All my life, people told me that I was resilient. I could get fired and I could bounce back again. I could go to a different country where I didn't know the language, and within a month or so, I'd be up and going and living the life. I'd get sacked again and I'd bounce back and I'd get up and going again. And the cycle kept repeating itself, unknown to me, unobserved by me, throughout my life. And people would say, "Oh, you're a real survivor and you can really bounce back and you're resilient." And they'd talk to you as if you're a hero. But the truth about resilience and the truth about bouncing back is you have to fall off your horse in the first place in order to be resilient. So resilience is only the other side of the coin of failure and collapse. So it only recently dawned on me that throughout my life, I have been collapsing and falling off the horse and failing. And then it dawned on me that, well, hang on for a second, somewhere way back, the seed that causes this pattern to repeat over and over again, somewhere there must be a seed that causes this pattern. And so I started to look. And when I finished school, when I finished high school, or when I did my leaving cert here in Ireland, I finished up quite well and I was held in high esteem in school. I had been an international swimmer. I was valued in school as a sportsman. And I went on to college, and the story continued there. And then I got a very good job to start off my career in marketing in a market research company in Dublin. And things were going along quite well there. And then just one Monday morning, the boss came, one day at lunchtime, the boss came back from a presentation and boom, I was fired. I was gone. I had such a high opinion of myself, and my past was full of success, and that when all of a sudden I found myself sacked, I didn't know what to do. The natural thing to have done would have been to go home to my parents. And the sad thing about it is that my parents were in a uniquely brilliant position to help me dust myself down and get me back up and going again. But instead of doing that, what did I do? I bought a one-way ticket to Germany. And I took that ticket to Germany, no German, bought a German phrase book, canvassed the industrial estates of Dusseldorf, and within a month I was up and going again. And so that really highlights so that was a reaction to the shame of having been fired with all the success of school and college and swimming behind me. The next thing, the shame of being fired. And shame, I can only conclude that shame can sometimes cause us to do absolutely stupid things. And that's what certainly happened in my case. So, and the pattern continued on throughout my life, and I didn't see it. I was unaware of it. And it was only after the most recent happening there, where I told you I lost the keys to my house were changed, and my Airbnb customers were turned away. It's only in response to that did I sit down and start thinking, why is this pattern happening over and over again? Why is it happening over and over again? And I think I came to a conclusion. I think I found the answer as to why it's happening. And something happened to me way back in my childhood. I was the eldest of 5 boys, and my father was about 40 when I was born. And as I mentioned earlier on, he was a family doctor. And as an infant and as a toddler, I followed my father around everywhere. I shadowed him everywhere. And he was a giant of a man. He was about 6'4" or 5", and he was about 230, 240 pounds, 20 stone. A huge man. And he loved me, and he picked me up, and I went everywhere with him. I went to all his patients. I went to the hospitals in Dublin that he used to visit on a Thursday. But then all of a sudden, he was gone. And what happened to him was he got a job in the local hospital as a surgeon, and I didn't need to go around with him anymore. But you see, it wasn't explained to me. It was just, for him, it was a natural progression from one thing to another. And for my mother, it was just, again, a natural progression from one thing to another. But I had no explanation as to why he went. And because the transition was peaceful from being a family doctor to being a surgeon, I assumed that it was my fault. And that began a deteriorating relationship with my father, which sadly continued until he died about 22 or 23 years ago. So that's where I put the beginning of the cycle back to. But anyway, the long story short is now I'm rebuilding. But now I'm rebuilding not from the point of view of bouncing back, but I'm rebuilding from the point of view of I want steady, ordered, structured, continuous rebuilding. I want to minimize the possibility of falling off the horse again, but we're going for the long haul. So that's my philosophy, and the whole purpose of this video and this channel is to rebuild with structure and continuity. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.